Hello, and welcome to Alina Crochets. This podcast is about crocheting, my love of crocheting, and sharing that with you. This is episode 26 for the month of November, celebrating my birthday. My birthday occurs right after Thanksgiving, so I will show you my birthday top and some finished items that I've created, some works in progress, and some acquisitions. So let's begin. So what am I wearing? I'm wearing one of my favorite gold tops. I love gold yarn, and whenever I see gold yarn, I will go buy it and just hold it until I'm ready to make the next top. I created this sweater using various gold yarn. As you can see, it was acrylic yarn, metallic yarn, wool yarn, and then what I did on the sleeve, if you can see right here, and I'll show you, is this jelly type yarn they had at one point that you could crochet with. I only added a little bit because it was hard to crochet with, and then added some Lion brand yarn and other gold yarns that I had in my stash. So this was the Vanna's Glamour from Lion brand, and then this is the ruffle yarn that came out that you could make scarves with, and I decided to add it to my sleeves to give it a little bit more elegance. So this is the full top here, and I'll post a picture of the back and the front. But I did it in a way where I created a V and then crocheted around it and then added the bottom portion after I created the top portion here. And I made some granny squares on the bottom because I like to add a little lacy piece to it as well. And then I found a charm that I liked. I thought it went perfectly well with a little pearl, and I crocheted it onto the top to complete the top. So I'm going to show you some finished objects. The first object that I completed was my pink top that I started over the summer. And I wanted to add some more yarn to it, so I found the 24/7 cotton yarn by Lion brand, and this is called Pink Lemonade, and I used 2.5 balls to complete the top. So this is the top here, and I just added like a little cinch here just to give it a little detail to the top so it just wasn't so straight. And then I had the lacy back with just a chain and a double crochet, and then completed the top with the Pink Lemonade on top, and then for a band on the bottom. I think the Pink Lemonade added a nice detail to it. It kind of went with all the pink, even though it's a little bit darker, but I think I think it worked perfectly. The next two items I completed are shawls. The yarn company LL Yarn wanted me to complete 2 shawls for them, so they sent me the yarn and I completed the shawls. So one I sent back already, but the yarn I used was LL Yarn 100% superwash merino finger and weight. This was Sea Monster, and I used navy, and I'll post a picture of the shawl that I completed here. And the name of the shawl was the Hotel of Bees. And it's a beautiful pattern, but what you have to do is make sure when you use the patterns that your colors are bright enough so that you can see the detailed lace stitch in all the layers here. So when I use the green multicolor, it didn't come out so bright with the lace stitches, so you can't see it as well as when I did it with the navy. So that's what you have to just be mindful when you create shawls with lace patterns, that it comes through with both yarns. So if I was to do it again, I would have chosen their colors or lighter colors so that you can see the details, you can see the puff stitches for the bees, and so that you can truly see that it's the Hotel of the Bees shawl. And the next shawl that I completed was the Dippy shawl by Deanna Ramsey, and I'll post the name of the person who created the Hotel of the Bees if you want to purchase. So this is another shawl that I'm creating for the yarn company, and again they gave me various yarns to use, and it was also LL Yarn single 100% superwash merino yarn. And this is the shawl here. Oops, sorry. This is the shawl here. And I think it came out really beautiful with the 3 colors. And I'll post the yarn that I use. I used a multicolor blue, light blue, dark blue, and a chartreuse. So this is the chartreuse here. And this is a sock yarn that I used. So it was a little bit heavier than the last shawl. And I think the pattern is really nice. And then once you complete the pattern here with the various stitches, you do the border around on 2 sides of the shawl as opposed to 3 sides. And the yarn is really nice to work with. It's nice and light, and it shows the stitches up really nicely. So I'm very pleased with the yarn and the way that the design came out. The other design that I want to show you that's completed is a friend completed this sweater coat, and it's taken a while, almost a year. The yarn was Karen Cake's light yarn, so it was a sport weight yarn, and she was just learning to crochet. So she had been crocheting for about a year to 2 years when she started this sweater, and it came out really nice. I love the way the cake colors came out, and it changed colors, and just the beauty of all the different colors together with the pink, the orange, the yellow, the green, and the blue. And then we found these buttons at the Sheep and Wool Festival to add to the piece. And these are the sleeves here. So the way you work it is it's one big piece, and you work all the way around till you split for the sleeves, and then you continue down and then do the sleeves separately. So you add the sleeves right here, and you continue crocheting until the sweater, till you get to the length that you want for the sleeves. So I think it turned out really nice. And I love the combination of single crochet, double crochet, some granny square stitches, and some shell stitches in the pattern. So for my birthday, I love to create new tops. And this year I was going to create a sweater, but I kind of ran out of time, so I left it just as a simple top with no sleeves. And I wanted the color pink. So this is the top that I created for my birthday. This is the front, and this is the back. And of course it had to have some fur and some mohair in here. So I'll bring it closer so that you can see. The top has this furry part here that I created. And it took a while to create this because all the eyelash had to fall on one side. So you had to work slowly, and then you had to twist the yarn so that it wouldn't fall on the back side of the piece. And then I had this mohair yarn here in my stash, and I added this one to it. And because this had pink and gold, I created the top in pink and gold and found some gold yarn in my stash. And then I added various pink yarns that I had in sport weight and 4-ply. And you can see in the back I did the same thing. And one of the yarns that I used was Premier Basic Ballet. And this is 4-ply acrylic yarn. And I'll post a picture of the top. But I fell in love with this piece here, and I wanted to create something surrounding this eyelash piece here. And then I found some other pink and gold yarn that I had, and then just surrounded with some more more furry yarn to complete the square. And then I just decided to go around and then proceed up to create the shoulders. I think it turned out really nice. I'm really pleased with it. That completes my finished items. So now I will show you some works in progress. Another item that I'm creating for the LL Yarn Company is this granny square sweater here called Ariana. And it's designed by Amy Christophers. And I'll post the name on the bottom in case you would like to purchase the pattern. And it's a beautiful pattern because it's a little bit different than the other granny squares. You do granny squares like this, so you have to do 5 rows of granny square, and each row is a different color, so it takes longer than you expect. And then on the sides, they add triangles for the closing of the pattern. So you have basically 2 rectangles that you can crochet together, and then you create the sweater. And then you have the ribbing around the waistband, the collar, and the arms. And I'm doing a larger size, so it's taking longer. So you have to create 68 of these 68 of these squares, and then 18 of the triangles, and then combine it together. And the yarn that I'm using is LL yarn worsted weight yarn. This is 100% super merino, and then the black is to combine all the colors together, so it's the main color once you finish with the squares. And here there was a variety of colors, so I had a gray color, a turquoise variegated, and then a turquoise color. And you can see how they change rows every how they change colors every row. So it's taken a while. I should hopefully have it finished within a week. And I'll post a picture once I'm done so that you can see the completed project. Again, it's called the Ariana sweater. So another design that I want to create for Christmas is this Christmas tree design here from Crochet Now. This is issue 75. I fell in love with the tree design and I decided that I would create a top from this design. And I'll probably change up the colors to make it a little bit more Christmas colors, maybe green and red or green and white, just to change it up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to starting this project. And hopefully I can get it done before Christmas. So that completes my works in progress. So now I will show you some acquisitions. I purchased some books relating to crochet, so I will show you here. The first one is called Morit. And this is the Autumn and Winter 2022. And this is from England, but this whole book is dedicated to crochet, and that's why I purchased it, just to support the craft, and just love the fact that they took time to create a book or magazine dedicated to all crochet tops. So this issue is basically related to the galaxy, to the stars. So it has stories in here that you can read relating to each design before you start. So this is another one. It says Fly Me to the Moon. And I think that's a beautiful shawl. Overall, this is an amazing book. And I'm glad I purchased it. And I'm going to try to do some designs in here for next year. The next magazine that I purchased is called Radical Threads. And this has recipes, patterns, and articles relating to the crafts. Knitting, crocheting, sewing. And I wanted to support it because the women who create this book do it on their own. And I was fascinated by their story. So that's why I had purchased this issue for this magazine. And then here's another top. So it's mixed with crochet and knitting. But you can see on the cover the crochet shawl, which is beautiful. And of course, I always support crochet magazine. So this is the crochet magazine here. So this is my subscription. They have a shawl here that you can create. And then in the back, they show you various designs that appear in this issue. And I love the black and white sweater here, created by Margaret Hubert. And this is with interlock crochet. So that's another project on my list for next year. And now I will show you some yarn acquisitions that I made. I purchased some yarn from Premier and the Wooly Thistle. I purchased yarn from the Wooly Thistle because I listen to their podcast and really enjoy what they show you and their yarn. So I thought I would try it for myself. So what I did is I tried to stick to one color theme, and because Christmas is coming, I purchased the West Yorkshire Spinners signature yarn, and this is gingerbread. And it's a different color for Christmas, so that's why I wanted to try it. And this is 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it's a 4-ply yarn. And then I said, well, I wanted to try some other yarn. So I wanted to try the loopy yarn because I'd never tried that before. And I said I can combine it with this one. And then they had the Jameson and Smith yarn. And this one is 2-ply yarn and it's 100% real Shetland wool made in the UK. And then I got one in a green here. So I don't know if I'm gonna mix it with this one. I'll just put the green with the gingerbread. And this one here is the loopy yarn, and it's 100% wool. I've seen them make sweaters with this with color work, so I wanted to try it because I got another color, a pink color, to match with this one to see how it would work. And then if I like it, I can purchase more later. The other yarns I purchased was from Premier. I wanted to try this watermelon yarn, and it's called Fruits. And I purchased this one, but you just can't purchase one ball of yarn. So I said I would purchase different yarns just to try them out. So I purchased the Merino Mist yarn. And this one is 60% viscose, 20% acrylic, and 20% fine merino wool wash. So I purchased 2 of these. And the next one I purchased, because of the color change, I wanted to see how it comes out in crochet. It's called Wisdom Yarn Picks. And this is called Techno. And this is 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon. And this is 459 yards. And then the next multicolor yarn I purchased was Beyond Unity. And the color here is Biscotti. And it's 30% wool, 36% wool, 28% cotton, 18% linen, 18% bamboo. I just wanted to try it out before I purchase more to see if I like it and see how I like the color changes. And then, of course, I couldn't pass up some new eyelash yarn, so I got it in this yellow gold color. And then I can add to different things. Especially for Christmas, I think this color would be beautiful just to decorate different things, create little Christmas balls with the eyelash yarn. That concludes this episode. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I had a truly happy birthday. And remember, no yarn is off limits when crocheting. Have a great day.